Alright, so I was down at the flea market today. I came across this guy had some pretty nice looking stuff, a couple of junky planes, but then I saw this one. All I could see on it is a Stanley 814. I don't know much about planes, but I know this is a good one. I'm not sure exactly what this one's called, the model of it, but I figured I'd shoot a video on me doing a somewhat restoration because I wanted to keep it somewhat authentic. I didn't want it fully cleaned up and all that stuff. I wanted to still have some nice antique look to it, which you'll see what I do here in the video. So just normal thing, taking everything apart. There's really not much to say about that. Getting all the dust, and they had a little bit of rust on it. But both the chipper, the blade, I'm not sure what the other piece is called, the clamp piece, they all had wax on them, so they're all pretty rust free. But it wasn't really that had rust on it, it was a bunch of buildup and dingy stuff all over everything. I mainly just wanted to get all that surface grime off of all the surfaces. So this is just some emery cloth. I think it was 120 grit. I spray glued down onto this piece of oak plywood I had. The plane itself was actually pretty square and level. Like I said, I just wanted to get all the surface dinge and crud off of it, give it a little bit of a shine to it. But I didn't want to take everything off the whole thing. Still wanted to have an authentic, old school look to it. You can see there most of it's coming off now. And all of it was just on the surface. None of it, there's no pits, no rusting spots. A bunch of junk or gunk. And here I'm just getting down into areas that I couldn't get. There's a couple divots in the plywood, so I missed a couple spots. So I just wanted to get all these little areas. And I don't want to have any blemishes after getting everything all nice and cleaned up. And also I finished, after using the 220, I finished it with 1200 to smooth it out and kind of give it a buff. Right here is where I'm using the 1200. Feeling it, making sure it's nice and smooth. There's no divots or nothing. No more surface dinge or grit on there. And then same thing here. I'm just cleaning all the dirt and grunge off it, because the chipper and the blade, they actually had a wax built up on them. I'm not sure if something got spilt, but everything was covered in wax all over the place. So they must have done it to store them or something so it wouldn't rust. And the blade, or iron, whatever it's called, actually had kind of a little bit of concave to it, but it still had a pretty good edge. So I'm not going to replace it yet. I'm going to wait. I might try and get a jig, or make a jig myself to sharpen it. And this is the other piece, the clamp piece. I'm not sure what this is called. So you can see as I'm sanding, I left some of the grunge on it. So I got most of it off. I just wanted to leave it to have that kind of old, worn, used look to it. I didn't do the back side. I wasn't worried about that. And here I'm just taping up the sides and the bottom so I can spray paint the body of it. And this is some black masking tape I got at the same flea market where I got the plane from. I don't know where the guy got it from. He had a whole stack. It was only $1 a roll, so I got like 5 rolls of it. I've never really seen black masking tape unless I'm missing something. But this is all straightforward. Just masked it, cut it to fit, and then I painted it. And just pulling the tape off now. That's actually a bandana I buy at the flea market that we go to. My wife does a lot of boutique stuff. I buy a couple different packs of a dozen bandanas. This one obviously has got money on it. I got a regular just plain black set, and then another one's got a bunch of skulls and stuff on it. Cause it's like a wholesale place of boutique things. So I get a whole dozen bandanas for $6. So I use them for shop rags and stuff. They work out pretty nice. So here I'm just putting everything back together, making sure I'm putting it back to where it was, because it was already set in a good spot. You'll notice I didn't touch the handles at all. I didn't want to clean all the grit and gunk off the handles. I just kind of smoothed them out with a Scotch pad. I kind of like the idea of leaving all that worn in dirt and whoever used it before and the person before them. I want to kind of keep it that way to where multiple people have either used this or one person. Doesn't matter who it was, but the fact is that their hands were on those handles creating things. I wanted to keep it the way it was when they let go of it, from the last person that let it go and to the time I let it go or give it to somebody else, to have all that dirt and grunge and everything on those handles to show how well used this plane has been. Now I'm still trying to learn how to set up hand planes, so it kind of took me a little while to get it all figured out. And here it is. I had to adjust it some more. I had to figure out how to do it. Like I said, I'm not that great at hand planes yet. But you'll see I was just chipping away at my... I didn't have any wood to use, so I just used the top of my bench because it's pretty off. And other than that, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.